My never say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there. O see them yopo.
Yet abai wana kasawi no ena Salam Mustafa say no. Asam na abai wana kano ono nimba wo miacha abai wano. But you know say sa lady na ofri MPP eba NDC no na oya special aid to Bawumia. Say Bawumia dware a otumi kokobom kokoko. Your Excellency, me patch obi so let them wait. What say about make you say let them wait. Let them inti onim Bawumia. Say be Bawumia pe bibie dia. Ono na Bawumia friends bra. Get me something nice to eat. Something nice, soft, very, very succulent, something that I can really feel. Inti lady no Bawumia chem majority of you. Inti because says our time no munyina muji to NPP for na enimu post lady no Bawumia personal aid. Na enimu da. Send a name so to me Bawumia dem ekoje paper keke. Oh, Your Excellency, can you sign here? Bawumia dampe mu krampona bedsheet katara ho a otumi sorry na we yi pen in the side bed no you know a sign so you can close the door behind you. It lady no nim Bawumia. It is our kokra na okoje document for Bawumia. It does not matter where Bawumia is, what he is doing, in which position. She didn't care because the Bawumia aid no. Na me ekwamiti I never knew. Inti aba you the free MPP ba NDC no. And wabeka sana Salam Mustafa so ono de onim Bawumia. Any lady we relationship che obi anti mumia ko tie Salam Mustafa. Na minim da say Bawumia nkasa to nsa frɛ eye de Salam Mustafa ka say mate se lady or your pimp. Ya ka say pimpa. E te say sebio Bawumia ebuta say obi a sebio oboabo ajantrafo ano na sebio de ma etitiru ene form pimp. Na nye de bia na nye sele nye titiru on se bi mo nye titiru but e bia pimpi nim no na wa mane kakra on se efia koto sei ono oye pimp ono sei no enche se o so pa ba ne ho fe en de apie walo mukuo ono de ohyehe ono de hian se wabo o de be ma wo enti enya pimpi nyina na pimpi ema eye etitirufo pimpi fo bitumi pimpi abodamfo e de ma nipa bi e dependent de ewo go ejejire wo de mesi ya wo mia na papa na ojima wo no Dr. Kevin ojima wo wie no say ode apaso papa ontwa me belika ko no say o kasa nti we opa twa me furuma no o se nchirechirem ene je mtumi chirechirem na ye de nchirechirem so esi fa pem so nti mumia go tie Salam Mustafa National Youth Organizer obechirechirem mumia nyina go tie nsem insura sa enwoma o mumia go tie enya me na meka o Salam Mustafa mun tie ne yie.
Then I get a call to come before DMB. I go, we talk about other issues. Then he asked me, are you aware? Do you know? Have you heard that Rosemont is a pimp? Then I said, sir, as far as I know, I have no evidence that she's a pimp, but it is an opinion people hold about Rosemont that she's a pimp. Then he said, okay.
But also, you know, bebre brofo na okanenti ama omonti de omokanase. Abrantie we your friend Mustafa Salam. Ono ene National Youth Organizer. Oni Bawumia na nanti abedu nne. Abayo okana so friend Rosemont no ye MPP ni ende or NDC. Na Rosemont no be kasa na nse ma MPP fo buofu e ma na omo ya madwene se ende ye ntiase ye be kan de oyeye. De eye Salam Mustafa e kan nyina na se o se na oho. E na Mahamudu Bawumia friend se Salambra. O se Bawumia wentiem. O se Bawumia ka se oh bra na miri ni fi. E na o se o fide o call Bawumia ho. O say I remember the quality about Bawumia friend quietly or catch and so Samira ni fie na bra. Enti Salam Mustafa say Bawumia friends ombra the office e wo fie na ombusa na sembi. Enti also call Bawumia office no. And Bawumia say to pono nim and Bawumia say on to gate nim and otum kra. And otena Bawumia nim and Bawumia say abayo your friend Rosemont no. What to say or the mama mema. And I'll say oh Bawumia asemi de okan brofo na midwom yo o kasa bebo akobia wo de ono so Your Excellency Mahamudu Bawumia eye abayo ano Bawumia some obusa brante na se Bawumia or knowledge. Or say, are you aware? Meaning, Bawumia already knows, say, Ebia lady need your no, but maybe he wanted to know, say, Salam Mustafa, you try to kwatia, say, you are equal to button, or no, so idea, say, or Bania, send beya, Ebia, Salam Mustafa, be wouldn't say, or ne Ebia Rosemond, no, alleged Rosemond, no, Sena, or the mama na, and yes, Salam Mustafa, one. Ultimacy, because we can say, oh, Kevin, are you aware? Meaning, me and me busa a question, I am already aware. If I am not aware, I wouldn't be able to ask you the question. And they say, oh, study Bawumia question now. Mustafa Salam say, Bawumia Busan say, are you aware? Before I ask you, are you aware of something? Then I should know what I am asking you. If I have no knowledge, then my question wouldn't be, are you aware? My question would be, do you know? But I will not say, are you aware? Because before I say, are you aware, then I'm already aware. It's not Bawumia Busa Salam Mustafa say, wouldn't say, Winim say, one can say, Winim, or say, Winim say, a Rosemond or Chema. And as Salam Mustafa say, oh, me dear Mate, Yakeka, Yeti, and some eninam from him, na Sebio, men said that nim. Because Bawumia wanted to be sure, say, Mustafa so yamani biana yamani bi. Na send ya Mustafa ba. Na obishe eya Bawumia table ase. Na sebio koswa enye Mustafa wanwa. Enti Bawumia Mustafa say, Bawumia friend no. Bawumia busa say, are you aware? And Mustafa say, bo wafa, Your Excellency, I am not. But matete. Oh, yenim yekeka. Udu kumasi asani yakano. Yekeka. Now, moment to video no so because brofunti or say yabotre.
Then I get a call to come before DMB. I go, we talk about other issues. Then he asked me, are you aware? Do you know? Have you heard that Rosemond is a pimp? Then I said, sir, as far as I know, I have no evidence that she's a pimp, but it is an opinion people hold about Rosemond that she's a pimp. Then he said, okay, but I don't have any evidence. But that's the opinion about her. And he said, okay. Later on, I hear so many things that have happened in the office. Some amount of lies and issues of disrespect. And it was beginning to cause some disruptions in the office. She was assigned a role, she leaves the role, and she was more interested in following DMB around. And when she started following around, that's where a lot of information, began to trickle in for all of us to understand. At the time, DMB was the sitting vice president. Wherever he gets his information from, I don't know, and I can't go and ask him. So he was getting a lot of feedback and information. Using DMB's name in doing things that were not proper. And I'll share just a few because I cannot speak to everything. DMB was going to UK for a program, and a list was sent to the protocol officer to work on. Rosemond takes her passport to the protocol officer and says that DMB asked her to bring her passport. But the protocol officer who has been working around knows that that is not the right procedure. That's not how it is done. Upon further checks, it was established that it was not true. It was not DMB that asked her to do that. You cannot use the man's name in such a vile manner.
Moment to us, said the Bayan Yanuma, Omonte Brofo, se bi on person mo ti asem no ti ase no omo so be ti ase na o kasa no Mustafa Salam ekọ nanim no say later na oti say Bawumia officer Rosemondi adwuma ho na ensam kokoso oteti bebre ni na mframem na question person mebusa Salam Mustafa no say what will make Mahamudu Bawumia ask that question? Because that time now 8 people had been killed during election 2020. Bawumia didn't care. That time now Isuafa wonafo Emma nipa biewu Emma oma displaced. Bawumia did not care to ask you about that. Bawumia did not care to ask you about even tardy girls are no more dada. Bawumia did, as the vice president, the head of the security police council, he did not ask any question. But question here Bawumia, and it's there Rosemond or your pimp and answer on your pimp. Are you aware? Very important. Are you aware? Say Rosemond your pimp. It people say so. This was what was worrying him. That was the only thing. One friend, the national youth organizer of the party, and your only question to him, any Rosemond, whether she is a pimp, if whether Salam Mustafa is aware, say Rosemond, a pimp, it's not interesting. And no one say, Bawumia friend, the national youth organizer, come to my office. When we saw some say Rosemond now yemi aid wahano, do ram officer no, do to the crata brem or demono, Mate say, oh yeah, aware sir or your pimp. Then you ask yourself, it's the vice president and the biggest problem, no. Nipa, ya body part 2020 elections. Bawumia didn't ask anything about it. The dollar was close to 24. Bawumia did not care. Fuel prices. The fuel was almost 24 to a liter. Dollar was almost 18. We were talking about inflation close to 57. We were talking about unemployment rate getting out of the roof. We were talking about interest rate. People could not even take loans. We were talking about an economy that was basically collapsing. Bawumia did not feel about anything. He did not care about anything. The only thing Bawumia cared about was to inquire. In fact, wasn't to inquire, to double check whether Mustafa Salam or himself Rosemond Sebio or Laini Ajantra for. Now, the question here again, I said I met one in some no. Now, Sana Rosemond, your pimpa, one of them, Rosemond, pimping man, I'm more MPP. Bawumia problem in answer for Salam Mustafa. Now, Abusa said Rosemond, unim so or your pimpa. Said now Rosemond, your pimpa. Who was Rosemond pimping to? Who was pimpilizing? Rosemond, who was basically who was the client to Rosemond, because the pimpilization had to be pimped by pimpilized, by a pimpilized person. So who was the client to the pimpilization sector? Now, Mumian can some yanko in Samana Salam Mustafa. Bawumia is sounding like a pimp gang. Is part of the gang, the pimping gang. Mahmudu is a gangster. He is a gangster. Now, Mumian ko dena Salam Mustafa eke kan bro fun mi dwom yanko yenim. Salam Mustafa kasa no see. Afei oni Bawumia di san komo no nko awi okọ no on say later in samu sisi Bawumia office. In fact, Okabibi or say when the ladies started following Mahamudu Bawumia, when Rosemond, or see time Rosemond started on the Bawumia a among, somebody following somebody. Especially a vice president of the Republic of Ghana. Not anybody can just get into the circle of the sitting vice president of the Republic. They lie bad. There are so many MPP for they don't have the right to go close to the vice president. So if Rosemond is following the president, the vice president, then it means that the Bawumia no vice president, he gave the green light, his security gave the green light for Rosemond to be following Bawumia. And following, we use that word advisedly, because when they say somebody is following a politician, if you say nipane to me a breaking security, agent a politician, then it means the politician is aware of the role of the person following him or her. Salam Mustafa said, when Rosemond began or started following Bawumia, meaning Rosemond was given the green light by the Bawumia team, Bawumia himself to be following him. Mustafa Salam who said, Bawumia nankasa na ma ho kwan ma Rosemond beka the circle nim. Now Bawumia, if you are aware or not aware that Rosemond is a pimp, why would you allow Rosemond to be following you? Bawumia busa eye Mustafa Salam question no. Bawumia eye obi a sebio oye aware kra onya we a. At least if you have a perception about Rosemond, Rosemond should be stopped. But Rosemond kept following Bawumia around the nation. Bawumia ko campaign and I don't know ambefia mbeda Rosemond wom. Bawumia ko baby no pediane dia Rosemond wom. Bawumia ekoda hotel na anadwo obi akoda Rosemond as an aide. Somebody trusted by Bawumia otumi wura ho. Until the question here is, says Salam Mustafa said, when Rosemond started following, nobody can follow the vice president without the vice president knowing. There are people who can be part of vice president entourage, but not everybody has the right to follow him closely. But Salam Mustafa said, when Rosemond started following, the word is following, Following, following. Ordinary political talk. It's ye manaya fe. Ye chirechirem sene baya obi ngina baby. Enka say ye ka sama to obi so. Now, Salam Mustafa Kasano or say Bawumia had the UK program. Na Bawumia also called UK. Ne yerenka ho ono kwa. Now, in the vice president's office, we are all aware Nipa handle vice president passport. Listen, Rosemond had the passport of the vice president with her. Rosemond edi sa passport no edi kwa koma protocol officer no na Bawumia passport ka ho me ko bedu enya oba bia na betuma age me passport ekuta unless I have something special with you. Enya oba jenjen bia. Now we are talking about the vice president of the Republic of Ghana oko UK. Na Rosemond na edi ne passport eco protocol office. What are you telling me? Oh, catch him say Rosemond ne tumia owa Bawumia hono na limited. Are you mad? Into your see, Rosemond edi list ne ko protocol office no. Rosemond do on or say me din fa ka ho fa me passport shem na Bawumia na say fa me passport shem. Yeah, ko UK. Iti Rosemond ko ye no. Na okuta Bawumia passport and okuta group no moko and odu on say protocol officer. I am part of this trip, so I am adding my passport. Mustafa Salam Ekasano or say later they got to know say that is the decision Rosemond took without Mahmoud Bawumia knowing. The question here is, so Rosemond take a decision way, not decision way, a very dangerous decision. Now, Rosemond basically went against Emra Emma Obitumi vice president. Why didn't they sack Rosemond that day? Why didn't Mahmoud Bawumia say that this lady is a liar? This lady is basically doing things she's not supposed to do. Why didn't Bawumia come out to say, sack her today or don't allow her to come close to my office? Mahmoud Bawumia never said that. From our information and from his own explanation, Rosemond was still working in the office of Mahmoud Bawumia. Remember, Bawumia Nebusa Mustafa Salam Kotiboto say, are you aware? There are two words you are working with here. Following and are you aware? Following, are you aware as a sentence? And do not forget, because Ebesaba, are you aware from Bawumia? And Mustafa Salam say following Bawumia. It is a girl no and the document in the coy and then the passport to come and later ever finding out to say the vice president Mahmoud Bawumia has not instructed her to do that. What are we supposed to do? We are supposed to fire the girl that same day. Why didn't they fire the girl? The girl was still with Mahmoud Bawumia. Mommy and call back na yenkutie Salam Mustafa.
Use the man's name in such a vile manner without his authorization. Then there was another incident. She wants to sit in meetings she's not supposed to, and at one point my boss Samia Uku questioned her, do you have to sit in this meeting? She said yes. The boss asked her to sit in the meeting. But Sami knew that no, that will not be the case, because that meeting, she wasn't supposed to be there. And later checks also revealed that she was not supposed to be in the meeting, and she lied about that, saying that it was the boss that asked her to come and sit in the meeting. There are many instances of these things I don't want to, mention.
So at a point, yes, Samia will meeting because so our Bawumia officer name more Denny. So the change need to be so. Meeting because so Bawumia officer per Salam Mustafa, Yanini nim, yet your baby in your fire. Yanyaman in so the court. Your factory is so for Munyo Menyaman for forces to let people in. Ya Jiri home yet your baby, ya nimshi yan kebi shemu, Adamudia air train. Adamudia bribe na air train. Gun of what the DBI air train bribe. Ya sorry, ya nidi ya insure for your yama, ya try light him, and go traba them, walk a kaye, ya mattress in other zoom, ya fufu your ward is a fridge, insure for fridge master, ain't ya yamu jaye. Ya what chile. Adiachia, Yana Ademudia, the air bribe, and I'm most of them are some about the year chirim, Quasia 4. Mustafa Salamo Casano, or say, I go. LBB, Debbie, I was over Jimmy, I'm so Kevin Mwadia, me. I'm with Jimmy to LBB, I'm with Jimmy Sam Molly, where Jimmy Dumwell, huh? Mustafa Salam, I see him, baby. After passport incident, you see about Bawumia Pama girl na girl no down eba office wo Bawumia kwansha no call no command coffee no appeal to me show 38 minutes 42 minutes about Bawumia nche bia 13 seconds na girl no pie began to round check watch 12 seconds Bawumia dey on check. Now Mustafa Salam Kasa no say in brebi do na meeting chenche mu odene bi eba so ana empenifu a sebio omo de omo ehia se ombetena meeting mu na also mutinem na omo to meeting na eye abrayiwa no Bawumia to wo Samia wukuti wo na part mu mpenifu na abayiwa no bowura ho obowura no twe akonwa Bawumia office nkonwa miensa na ho ba ko ye ne dia na yere dia na ba ko eya akonwa ne ba besra na otena so na otwe ne yere dia de tena so. Hey boy August inti Mustafa Salim chire mu no say oba na twe akonwa meeting koso Mahmudu kasa impenfo ye din embema ka mo hwe ato nchen ese kokoo etie nyansa efri Bawumia ho na abayo na twe table akonwa twe na otena so ho na Samia wuku tontom ono de abana kokko ne kono wi a ye chi no na ono twa ne no say na o meeting na ye wo adentina betinam na ga ne se hwe bo boss no to no one na semi metinam na at that moment wo Mahmudu Bawumia we vice president abayo odin kind of passport pass protocol musi wa kodi atro weltuma mpam no wo ye meeting so wa intruded the meeting, pulled a chair and sat and told the people there say wo Bawumia na also on tenacing. What really happened from Salam Mustafa no girl nitina meeting end there. So this is the scenario. A pimp enters a room where there are a lot of pimpies. Now the pimpies are there and the omo said meeting because so and the pimpter who is Bawumia because the girl is the pimp and then girl no kwara no mu yedwuma no e pimpies and omo a sebi omo te ho no Bawumia omo ya pimpters omo no mo ya pimpim omo and at that time no sa situation no otumi say abedu a pimpilization situation obi antumi nka. So the pimpy enters, the pimpters are there, and then the pimpilization conversation goes on. Into a day in Bawumia to manya bear man can say, hey, please get out. You are not part of this meeting. In fact, you don't have that capacity to be sitting here. Bawumia no jom. Every second, no come Bawumia coffee. Watch out 33 seconds, 18 minutes, 18 microseconds. No appear. Only the umbro 33 seconds. Watch up 38.2 seconds. No appear. Into the piano to Bawumia officer. No amount coffee. Into Ujina Okra. Orema 38.2 seconds. No appear. On check. Bawumia dear so be any. Into Mustafa Salam nature him. It will sound say, hey, now by you yes so to me. Abayiwe party no mben party no abayiwe yesi no nka Bawumia ho enso Mustafa Salam asemo chechim say abawiya no na ne nsa tuam ne nsa wom na otim mom yanko na yanko tie na mensa dwudwam Mustafa Salam na actually Bawumia relationship with Rosemond.
Of these things, I don't want to, mention, but just to give a clue of some of the things that were happening. Senior management began to, get uncomfortable to the extent that Rosemond wanted to serve DMB's food. How? When there's a protocol to handling his food, how do you come just some few months, you want to handle the man's food? All of these things were happening concurrently, not gelling. Then you came to meet people at the office. Now you wanted to show that you know DMB more than those people. And Papa said this, and Papa said that. Then people will say, no, this girl is talking too much. One time, Rosemond follows the vice president to Sunyani. And this girl goes to cry in Sunyani because she was not put in the same hotel as DMB. She was put in a different hotel.
Mustafa Salam Kasar, in Samna, in Suya Trader, hayo, some more. Or see, in some of the Nina happen concurrently. You can say concurrently. Now I say, in nomadi di boom, and nomadi di na achim police dia, omudi di boom. You find concurrently. In nomadi di boom, omudi omutiso so poultry farm. Na enkuko didi, obia so you find concurrent eating. Or say, you can passport and some Samia Ukuka say, Bawumia, Nina happen concurrently. Nina happen a per quaso, Nanina did so, Nejina so, baby a Gina, the Gina, the echo him. Now, see, maybe do ye. I don't call the Chinese Yemuno, Mustafa Salam, or you're the national youth organizer of the NPP. Or you're turning a Bawumia turning or a Bawumia close relation. In fact, or a Bawumia 8, a Bambemana, or see, a semi-crana, a seno. Or see, Rosemond at a point. Rosemond, so called Bonia wedding, I am Pamuno or the Hujinim. The Pimpi is still in there. The Pimper is still there. And the Pimptor is still around. The Pimpi is there. The pimpter is there and the pimper is there. So you can see Rosemond concurrently, they are still there and nobody has been able to say, Rosemond, you have been fired. No, beyond to mean kanye. Adentra. Adenti no beyond to mean kanye. Why? Adentra. Makomna ba. Adana. Nana. Ajubro. I say Adentra. Why? Makomna ba. I come the bad and where is I don't want to dana. Makomna ba. Inti Mustafa Salam HHM no see yan fa no kwanto nchen ene credit wa keke no put ene kitwam o see edumre bi na afei Rosemond Efre Bawumia papa I late acha acha o see mre bi duye epipi mo jimi o wa betete Bawumia to nyina o just gufu yire mo jimi or see mrebi baye na fei ura Bawumia officer gani boma papa please can I come papa zadzi just okay zadzi and go for so or fra Bawumia zadzi interest ga no fra Bawumia papa enya papa and say Duncan William jana emu wirem no papa oh say your papa bi wa egumu ai papa Bawumia so nkashi papa I said, you're not a hair no kuma. The amount for Kwaromu complaining say, I'm baby regardless on the bay papa ediane. Gana ya si onyo biano. Na ebe tuma ko South Central so akofo ba bia be MPP ni so onu be ba omi aduane. Gana mu so onyo biano ende oso be ba omi aduane e no safra ba omi papa. Enye Duncan William je papa. Papa de se ne de awere mu da ho. Ai boni bi eni ho. Oh papa Duncan papa. O se na girl na e frɛ ba omi papa. Zazi because also oka zadzia D-A-D-D D-A-D-Y dadzi into on person beka dadzi no can papa but na papa no emunya yedem na mo de papa or say afei na Rosemond Efre Bawumia papa no say asemi siye eno kwa na man who say bibi problem bi koso ene den ono na bie na no kan o say Mr. Esianentem Mo afina mo ba no de mache why you late that I want why you late Mustafa Salam e kasa no o say Ade bi siye. Na ne political life ebe sin there ohun bi da. Or say, and then amane yes our live no for Ghanaians to know what is happening. Roseman ade a why ye. Unim say we nyina kos na Samira nim. Yeah. Maybe I make sure video fufuru bi Samira was aware. Now, so Papa, eko sunyane, Papa, enya Papa, oka Papa, na oka dankawula, enya dankawula nyame de, Papa, oh Papa, you see, or see at a point, Papa, Zazi, Bawumia went to Sunyane. Zazi, Papa, Bawumia went to Sunyane. Na Bawumia ko Sunyane no, you see, enyumbre na ye campaign nyina we jimi ni ho awie no and we have done it and we have performed better and ni nyina we the dross mo afo a obi ankoda no and again di esun esimu osun ye pata na nyeye ye so one wa pivela na the dross kokko no obi ehu nyamotre ye so ma me ewo so da bi osun esun amu odene dadzi and ankofo pata gan say aden na ade asa ye nyina ye nkoda ye nyina ye nkone ye nkoda na Bawumia nkoda na ye nyina ga na tue sum o se Rosemond esunye ema ne nufu sunsuo e se osuna na tade afọ o se eno ena otena o se adena girl yi su santi no ankasa wo ho ena o se da bi there's a problem because ye ne papa eba sunyane ena ade asa akobo 11:45 ye koda e o se obia ekoda the hotel na ye nyina ade chia na yakohu papa now girl ni so sum ye busa na onka ya jenny be ya nyeye ya mani nsia onnom ya so onye fruit juice so onye don see mo se pepe je say on peshe ya bie champagne so po so onnom je say ya tumi man ele wonyo okam wo se na pantan ya ne ya je say ya tumi man e den e eburo mu nsuo opamwe ya man eburo mu nsuo mananom o se no and o su and obi se die na ekoso afega ni bira no I want to go and sleep in Papa's hotel. Hey! We suma suna hini no wadane mami ode we su jiska we yase we su amane hini no enti oye on so wa asma kakra and I'm supposed to nyabotre adan me pesa me dap I want to sleep at Papa's hotel and close to his room and I go say why MVP ni nim da Papa Zazi enti amanfo were shocked. Asem we nya na mekayo eye Mustafa Salem na memetiano me I didn't know about this. I have no idea na yetewa na Mustafa Salem ebe cheche nsem we mu nyina kire ye se asem ekosi wo sunyane nie ama sebio eye girl no esu ya na dweno ma sebio yesi o se so ane Bawumia nkoda Bawumia hotel a onye Rosemond Papa Zazi enti e say amanfo ebo people were angry. People were frustrated. We Mustafa Salam. Momianko tie the oka ewe chire kan ho. Na monte story na see because me pese ye nyina eti ase minim MPP no. Wan chire mu ya ochina baba dane oma no. Anytime me bo video na ma chire mu na Ghana fo nyina ate the make na say. Momianko tie the last part of Mustafa Salam the story no. Mr. Stay with me.
Then I get a call to DMB more than those people. And Papa said this, and Papa said that. Then people will say, no, this girl is talking too much. One time, Rosemond follows the vice president to Sunyani. And this girl goes to cry in Sunyani because she was not put in the same hotel as DMB. She was put in a different hotel. Not that hotel is bad, but just because she was not present in the hotel DMB was lodging. How can you behave this way? How can you behave this way when there's protocol to these things? That the very closest people to him are the close protection, his ADC, his valet, and so on and so forth. People who do immediate things for him. Even some of us who have worked with him for so long, we don't stay with him at the hotel all the time. We travel with him. We can be in faraway hotels. When day breaks, we all come back to where he is. So you get the opportunity to travel with him, and you go and put up a show, cry, because you're giving a hotel separate from where the man was. Then
now the question is, Okasano, or say, Rosemond followed Bawumia to Sunyane. Did Bawumia say no? And he na Bawumia jinaka se mama Rosemond endimate because one Rosemond edin kan ako eye protocol office ako tantrum ese Bawumia cheno Bawumia anya bibia. The same Rosemond abetina meeting mo eni so otenem ama Samia Ugwaka se Rosemond mentenem ama Bawumia anka bibia. Mahmudu Bawumia nim se Rosemond ye nyoma bi wo office wa sebio de oye no enho nye enya de pa. Rosemond at a point any nkofo ko so obedua Bawumia duane Bawumia mpamo no Bawumia esa ko sunyano no Rosemond edi nechi ekodu sunyane okoduru oso a Rosemond se wanda bebia Bawumia da onti ase ena osum Bawumia mpamo no. Intimi busau. A question is simple. We can go back a little bit and go listen to Insembia Rosemond Kani Mrebi about Mahmudu Bawumia and how Bawumia is not a man. Obajinoka say this guy is not a man. It is physical and spiritual. Because Ansan Obambien Anonka say you are not a man enough to make decisions onimu inside out. Sebio onim sebio obema tintin yetie onim unipa banya woye. When this lady time of free MPP Ekotna TV so eye bold catch Ghana for say onim Bawumia onye bema mu onye bema ehwa ebode nantema obetumi akasa se bema ama wahye nipa so ama nipa edi nechi. It time again free MPP no na all can send me nipa bebre say na again we edie na wonim. And Mustafa Salam Abakache say Rosemond knew a lot, has a lot, felt a lot, was in there and experienced a lot from Papa. It is out here girl no interview now. Mrs. So out here girl interview now in Mrebi or Grantia now. You will see clearly say Rosemond na our reason for and some na okano. Na on kan keke mumia ko tie Rosemond time oya na adwe se ono abefri MPP mu enti ade nsa na Rosemond kae na yemfa toto Salam Mustafa nsem no enu nti na ebia na yentumi mpam no free MPP Bawumia office no.
I work closely with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as his personal assistant at his campaign office. So I worked with him. And what was that like? Well, at the initial stage it was cool, you know. We all heard it in this country, the economic messiah, the economic Westgate. So I was excited to have the opportunity to work closely with him, book his appointment at the campaign office, sit in his meetings and write his minutes, serve him his coffee, his food, and whatever he may assign me to do. And also did travel sometimes with him. So it was very exciting, I would say. But along the line, I realized Dr. Bawumia lacked leadership. He was not just my boss, he was like a father to me. Lacked leadership. He was not just my boss, he was like a father to me. At a point in time, an incident happened at the office. But I will not go into details now. I won't go into details. But with the leadership, he was not just my boss, he was like a father to me. At a point in time, an incident happened at the office. But I will not go into details now. I won't go into details. But with the approach to that particular situation, I realized it lacked leadership. I realized that. What was the approach? His approach lacked boldness, firmness, fairness, and courage. Really? And these are essential qualities of any good leader. But there's a leader who is saying he has bold solutions, you know, for the people of Ghana. You are saying he lacked boldness in taking decisions at his office? He cannot. You know, I came to the conclusion that with what happened, he's easily manipulated and dictated to. Really? It's sad, but people control Dr. Bawumia. Seriously? People tell him what to do. And it's sad that a leader will not have an opinion of his own. It's sad.
This is the vice president of the country we're talking about.
Well, he holds the position, but who is he when it comes to his leadership style? That is what we are talking about.
What did you see at the office which is making you jump, or should I say arrive at this?
I would say, I will still not go into the issues. I know you're trying to push me. But with his approach, when it comes to solving issues, putting his foot down when it matters the most, pulling the bull by the horn, correcting people when they are misbehaving, he cannot even correct.
The woman was emphatic. Rosemond said, Mahmoud Bawumia was not just anybody or just a boss to me. He was like Papa. I feel you are connecting the dots. Go on internet TV, so see, Bawumia was not just a boss to me. Oh. He was like my father. Bawumia treated me like my father. My father gave me shelter. Your father will always give you shelter. Your father will give you care. Your father will give you whatever you need as a young lady. Your father will provide your needs. Your father will make sure when you go wrong, he will rebuke you indoors. But outside, he will not have the balls to tell people this is what I did. So the girl was using words, figurative language here. I say, Bawumia to send me papa. Internet friend office, papa. It TV, so I said, this man, it was like a father to me. And when a lady passionately and quietly sit on national television to say the vice president was not just a boss, but like a father, it means she was trying to let you know it was not a relationship, a boss servant or boss subordinate. It was beyond that. And now, say, you know something? This man has no courage. He is not a man. What will make a woman sit on national television to say he wasn't a man, he lacked leadership? And when a woman tells a man you lack leadership, it means when you are indoors, you don't have the capacity to act like a man. Papa did not have that akukudro to take control, take charge, be the man. So the girl was basically sending a message to Bawumia that you are weak. And not just weak politically, you are weak beyond being my boss. Inti so ti oba nsem na ode eye de reconnect sibia eye ketra ne kan no to eye Salam Mustafa nsema na so oba no we tey azen. We tey. Besia na tey asam Mustafa Salim onso ben wa betain. Infantilika de asam na tey a asia no tu tokura bedem emu abie. Enti se utina butina unya butetie de oba ne kan ye ene de Mustafa Salam ebe de ebe confirm ya we toy asam na toy, meaning infantinika se we toy a na se tu na sen we tu intokura beda ho eliki enyunu we toy. Enti conclusively, to end on this, because there's a part 2, to end on this, it means say Salam Mustafa be tu ayetokuru na se or the tokuro abeto asem na se yen nyina yehu say asem no the Bluetooth connected from Papa to Rosemond, and Nitina Papa could not be a man to sack Rosemond from his office until Rosemond was ready, decided to walk. Asem nankasa